Sorry guys, if anybody's on yet, I'm trying to get set up here. This is the first time I ever done a live chat. So I'll give it a few minutes and wait for a few people to get on here, if anybody's gonna come. And we'll see how this goes tonight. Uh, I've never done a live chat, so don't know anything about this. I may not even be doing it right. But I thought I'd come on here and just have an opportunity to chat with some of the guys that watch the channel and maybe answer some questions or whatever comes up. If I keep looking up, it's because I'm trying to see uh, I'm gonna try to get in here on this one. I'm gonna try to get. Yeah, there we go. That way I'll be able to read any. This one. I'm gonna try to get. Yeah. Okay. So now I will be able to see. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. Like I said, this is my first time trying a live chat, and I thought I'd come on here and just, you know, see if there's anybody has any questions or, um, what's going on. I like to hear from everybody. Uh, yeah, yeah, there. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Uh, Glad to hear from you. Glad you joined the live stream. Like I said, I've never done this before, so I really uh, don't know what to expect. Um, anyway, just thought I'd do this live chat so we could do just that chat. What gun would potato hole? What gun would you recommend for up and coming shooter? Well, I guess it depends on what you want the gun for. I mean, are you looking for a handgun, a rifle, shotgun? I mean, are you going to conceal carry? Uh, I guess it kind of depends on what purpose you have for the gun and your experience level. Um, you know, that's a pretty broad question. Um, if you're going to a shotgun, the easiest and simplest shotgun to learn to use is a pump action, and something like a Maverick 88 or can be picked up for a rifle. Okay, so a rifle 1022 is hard to beat. I mean, uh, the 1022 is one of the most customizable rifles out there. And if you were just wanting a rifle to start with, that would be an excellent option. That would be my first recommendation is the Ruger 1022. I mean, there's no part of that gun that you can't change out, customize barrels, triggers, stock options. You know, uh, just a mirage of things you can do to that. Actually, years ago, I built a 1022. Ordered a cryogenically frozen barrel for it. Bought a Hogue overmode stock and a upgraded trigger parts, and the gun would literally shoot, you know, dime size groups at 100 yards off of a bench. So, I mean, the accuracy potential for them is awesome, and the customization of them is awesome. So, 1022 would be my top recommendation for uh, a rifle. Uh, so, but I own a 1022, and if you watch, I recently won the Boomstick 779 10,000 subscriber drawing giveaway, and of course the prize for that was a Ruger 1022, one of the Wildlife Edition rifles, and haven't received it yet. But when I do, I'm anxious to do a video on it and to share that with everybody. Um, I tend to be more into the budget guns. I'm a working guy, just like most people out there who watch my videos. Most of us are working guys or guys that uh, Yeah, Mike, I'm looking forward to doing that video. I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be an awesome gun. And of course, you wonder if, John, no, my Hatfield, I have never had it eject more than one in the chamber at once. Now, the 410, it was doing that from the first shell I loaded in it. I was actually given a box of shells by my sergeant at work, and just out of curiosity, I loaded up the magazine and was just going to cycle some through by hand, and it would try to spit every one of them back out of the magazine tube. So if you're having that issue, you definitely have a problem with your shell interrupter. When you load the rounds into the tube, you have your shell catch, which is the part that catches the shell when you put it in. But you also have the shell interrupter, which when your shell uh, catch goes back to allow that round to come out, the shell interrupter goes in and catches the head of the next round. And typically, if it's letting more than one round out of the tube, you've got a problem with your shell interrupter. And that's unfortunately Hatfield. If you have to have a warranty repair, they're gonna want you to. Hey, tools, how you doing? This is the first time I ever done live, so it might be boring as hell. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know. Kind of how to do myself on a live here, but I'm hoping people ask questions and I can talk and we go about it that way. Uh, yes, I did have a 1911, the Rock Island, the FS Ultra, and I do have one video on it. I think maybe two. Uh, but um, it was an awesome gun. I never had any problems with it. The Rock Island, I've actually owned. Only done the video on the one of them, but through the years prior, I've owned several Rock Island 1911s, and honestly, I've had good luck out of all of them. I find them to be just as good as the Rock Island I have had shot as well and functioned as well as the Kimber I have. So, um, but uh, it's one of those guns where I really liked the gun and really didn't want to get rid of the gun, but somebody acquaintance of mine really wanted the gun desperately, and they just made me an offer for it I couldn't turn down. I mean, I basically traded for a Springfield XDS and got $400 boots. I mean, I could not trade. I mean, literally. I just, you know, that's one of those times when you're going to, I got more than the gun was worth, in my opinion, uh, especially with the way I traded for it. Because, like a lot of you guys, I don't know a lot of guys do it, but, I grew up trading guns. So that was part of my DNA from childhood. We were poor people. And if you wanted something new, you had to trade for it. So I've done a lot of bartering when I was young and trading guns. And it's just something that's in my blood. And I'll get a gun and I'll keep it a while. And, it's just sitting there doing nothing, or it's just, or somebody comes along and wants it really badly, and they have something else I would like to try, and I let them go. And I have gotten rid of a lot of good guns over the years by doing that. It's just, it's, I don't do it so much anymore because I try to buy what I want and I try to keep it very, very. I trade a lot less than I used to when I was younger. But when I was younger, I traded off a lot of good guns. And I don't know if y'all, do any gun trading or not. Some of you probably do. But, sometimes you get rid of things you really liked and really wanted to keep, and then you don't realize that until after the fact. But yeah, the Hatfield is sent off for repair, the SAS 410. I called them up the other day. They had no idea when they would get around to it. Matter of fact, they wouldn't even give me an estimate of when and if they were going to repair it. All they could tell me is they hadn't looked at it yet. So that's all I know with the Hatfield. The Citadel shotgun, it's being shipped back now. It's supposed to be delivered to them Wednesday, and they're supposed to replace that one. So uh, as of right now, that's the only two guns I got out for repair or replacement. Um, the and like I said, I'm waiting on the rifle, the 1022 that I won from Boomstick 779, and so when I get that, we'll do a review on that. Um, as you watched the other day, I done the squirrel hunting video, and I've been meaning to. Actually, after I watched the squirrel hunting video, I thought that could have been done a lot better. But I don't know if you guys know about my channel or not, but everything I'm about as basic as it gets, and I can tell you right now that every video I produce is made right here on my phone. Now, this is not the phone I use to do it with. I'm using the phone I do it with to do this live stream. This is my wife's old phone, and I'm just using it to monitor comments. So I'm kind of watching myself and monitoring the comments on this one because I can't see clearly that far to read it off that screen. But so for all you guys that think it takes a lot to make YouTube videos, it really doesn't. I mean, my phone shoots in 4K, upload everything in 1080p just because it doesn't take as long. I edit everything on my phone. I do all my graphics on my phone. Uh, yeah, it's phones today are like mini computers. I mean, and every video of mine you've ever watched was done on a phone similar to this. Most of them are shot on my Motorola G7 Power, and this one is here is my wife's old Motorola G7. For our anniversary, she bought me the Stevens 320 shotgun, and I bought her the new Motorola G Stylus. Um, so she got a new phone, and my intent with this one is I'm going to use this as a secondary camera, so I can put this maybe on target. And yeah, tools. A lot of phones these days have awesome cameras, and this is a cheap phone. I mean, this is not an expensive phone. I think 150 bucks is what I paid for the Motorola. Some of the iPhones and some of the Samsungs, the higher end phones, actually shoot uh, better quality video than some of the dedicated like GoPros and stuff you buy. And they're relatively simple to use. I mean, I can take the video on my phone and put it straight into Power Director, add my graphics. I mean, literally, I can produce one of these videos in 20 minutes and have it uploaded. Sometimes uploading takes hours. A 20-minute video can take 4, 5, 6 hours, depending on how well the internet's working at any given moment. Which I live out in the out of town, out in the rural area, so um, you know, internet speed is not one of the it's not a top priority out in here. Uh, if I want to upload one faster, I turn my internet off and use the my data to upload it, which eats up my data pretty quick, but gets them up there quicker. Uh, but anyway, everything I produce is done on this phone, and I did buy a gimbal to put the phone in, so when I do, like the squirrel hunting video, and I actually took the gimbal out. Me and Josh went squirrel hunting again. Uh, yeah, it does take forever. It does. My internet is not fast. I've had videos that took 8 hours to upload. Um, but like I was saying, we did go out hunting again, and I used the gimbal. And I don't know what I done. I come back and I was fiddling with the software that came with the gimbal. You can record in the software, or you can record off your camera. If you do it through the software of the gimbal, it has a few more things you can do with it. But anyway, I lost all that footage, and so that's that. it was a wasted trip anyway. We went out, uh, walked. It was hot. Oh, we've been weed eating, Bullfrog. Yeah, I need to weed eat. We got the mowing done, but the weed eating, shoot, that weed eating seems to be something I put off till the last minute. Weed eating just anymore just gets me. I believe I'm going to hire somebody to start doing my weed eating. I'm just it's rough, I tell you. But yeah, getting back to the gimbal, I purchased the gimbal to get smoother shots, and it seems like it's going to work. So no, actually, it wasn't expensive. Tools I bought it off Amazon. It's the Cinepeer C11. It was I think it was $52, and it's actually pretty nice. I mean, you can get some pretty fluid shots on it. It's um, yeah, I'm actually pretty impressed with it. And I'm gonna do a video on it. It's just I'm trying to learn more about it. I've already done one video on it, and for me, it's hard to make a video on something I don't really know about. I find myself stumbling a lot and stuttering, and I'm not the most eloquent speaker as it is anyway. So I tried making a video and I watched it back and I thought, well, that sucks. That sucks. I really, what would anybody learn from that other than I got a gimbal? Um, yeah, thanks, Timothy. Good to have you on here. I'm hoping this is something we can maybe start doing once in a while. Have a live stream where I can, I try to answer all my comments. But you can only carry on so much of a conversation in comments, and I thought this was a way to you know get out there and be able to talk with you people a little more, my subscribers, my viewers, the people that tend to watch my videos. When I started this thing, I thought, well, my wife and daughter actually made fun of me. I'm doing great, Frank. How you doing? Oh, Doug, you're in Somerset. How's the weather down in Somerset? It's been nasty here. But when I started this whole thing, I made a video about a year ago on a AR-15 pistol brace that I was looking at to purchase, and I couldn't find anything. Hey, Hillbilly, how you doing? Uh, I'm doing good. How you been doing, Hillbilly? Um, I started this thing, and my wife and daughter said, "Nobody will ever watch you." And you're like, they laughed at me, and I'm like, "Well, you're probably right." But I watch a lot of these videos, and there's some of them I could do a better job at. That's great, Hillbilly. I watched your last video on the camper wiring, and that was real informative. You even taught me some stuff, and I owned a pop up at one time. Um, but I thought, I can make videos, and like I said, I had nothing to do it with. Um, I'm doing great, Cole. How you been doing? But I started making videos, and actually, the first videos I started making. Now I'm gonna tell a story on myself. I started making videos with my phone, of course, and uh, I didn't know that you could record or pause the recording. So if you watch all my first videos, uh, hey Timothy, South Dakota out there, great. Um, all my first videos they're done in one take. There's no editing. And I was talking to my hey Boomstick, how you doing? Yeah, I'm doing a live stream. Yeah, I thought I'd try this out and see how it went. Um, but when I first started doing the videos, I didn't know how to. All the videos were done in one take, and so I didn't know you could pause the recording on the phone. And my daughter one day said, "Well, Dad, why don't you?" You can. Oh, did I drop my connection there for a minute? Anyway, she said, "Why don't you pause your recording?" I said, "Why you can't. Once you start, you got to go with it." She said, "No, you push these two little slash marks down here in the bottom. That's the pause button." And hey, Jeff. And so I made my first. I don't know how many videos without even knowing I could pause the video on my phone and change the camera around or do whatever. and then start recording back. I thought, so guys, this you have seen the progress. If you watch some older videos, you have seen the progression of my channel. Jeffrey, how's it out in Pennsylvania? Mike Scott, glad to see you on here. Um, but I this has definitely been a I was trying to read some of the comments. But yeah, I have never, it wasn't until, I learned to pause the camera, and then I got to doing some little research on how to edit, and I come up with the Power Director that you have for your Android phones, and yeah, yeah, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. I forget about that stuff. Like the video, share the video. This is something I'd like to do, and actually, Boomstick, I was thinking about this earlier. Uh, Maybe next time I try this, maybe I could get you on a phone call and put the phone here next, and we could like do a joint live stream, maybe just as a phone in guest, and they can ask, if that's something you're interested in, let me know. Uh, I thought about hitting you up for that, but I thought this is just short notice. This is something. Again, this is me learning to do something. And so, I got on there and I taught myself how to use the Power Director, and uh, so now it come to the videos you see now, which are still not great, but they're the best an old fat man could do from Eastern Kentucky. Uh, yeah, hey, that's great to hear, Boom. Next time I get ready to do this, we'll make a coordinated effort, and I'll set another tripod here with the phone on it, and they'll be able to hear us, hear you, and hear me, and they can ask us both questions, and we'll kind of do a redneck version of a live stream. I looked at some of the live stream software uh, for the phone, uh, Lab Stream or something like that. I looked at that, but just to tell you the truth, guys, I have every time I try to log into my face or my YouTube, I'm the most forgetful man on earth, and I never write nothing down. Well, I forgot my YouTube login to, my phone saves all that stuff. So, uh, yeah, I'd like to do a call in guest, and maybe have some of you other guys that do YouTube channels. And uh, Hillbilly, if that's something you'd be up to, or Tools. Uh, and, that's something I thought about doing. Uh, and that's another thing too. When I first started making the videos, I kind of made it as an archive. I thought, what, my grandbaby just turned 2, and I'm not the youngest guy out there, and I thought, someday I may not be around, and this is something she can look back and see who her papa was, and yeah, and that's another reason I started making them, and to kind of see, it's kind of an archive of the things I enjoy in life. Um, my channel is primarily about guns, and I know, but I have so many other interests and things. If guns was all I done it on, I wouldn't be able to make a lot of. That would be my choice. Financially, that's just not to just go out and get a video on that. That's nothing I can do. I would love to do that. I would love to say, hey, I'm gonna go out and buy this gun. And I'm gonna do a series of videos on. Like a lot of you, I'm a working. I have to live within the means I have, and so. And I don't know, is everybody hearing me all right? Is the audio on this thing okay? I mean, can everybody hear me? Uh, like I said, this is the first time I've ever done this, and but anybody have any questions or any comments they'd like to make or things they'd like to see on the channel or any recommendations? I'm open. I'm old but I'm willing to learn. Yeah, I'm out in the building and I'm running off the the my cellular, and it's kind of it's I'm in eastern Kentucky. You take it as you get it. It's not the best out there, um, but I'm learning this stuff, and you know yeah, yeah, okay, guys. Well, at least as long as you can hear me, uh, that's a great thing. Yeah, yeah, my signal's probably a little weak out here in the building. Um, yeah, but this, like I said, this is an experiment. If this is something you'd, hey Tim, how you doing? How's that Citadel shotgun running for you? Don't know if you're just joining us, Tim, but I was talking about maybe at some point having some, uh, guest call-in guest and do a live stream maybe with a call-in guest. And I know I like watching your channel, and that might be something you might be interested in at some point. Maybe get your phone number and do a call to you, and we'll do a audio you know setup. And yeah, yeah, hillbilly. I know you said you was from Arkansas. I live. This is at some point probably going to end up like California, run over by the left there. They keep flocking there. That's hopefully they won't ruin your all's great state. I looked at Streamyard, uh, and like I said, I have looked at that, but I forget my I forget my login stuff, and I tried to get in it, and I couldn't remember the my YouTube login stuff, and so uh, you want to buy a heat shield? Who said who was that? Oh, Anthony Watkins. What you want to buy a heat shield for, Anthony? Wait to fix it. Well, yeah, not really, because if you look at the bottom of those guns, on the bottom of the receiver by where you load it, the loading port, you see that there's pinholes on either side. They got roll pins in those, and that's what holds in your shell interrupter and your shell stop. And although you could drive those little pins out and slightly bend your shell interrupter, you could do it. But uh, it looked to me to be something. Now, if the gun was out of warranty and I didn't have a warranty on the gun, yeah, I would definitely try it. I would get a small punch and punch that pin out, and that would release the shell interrupter, and then I would just give it a little bend, um, and uh, yeah, the barrels do get hot on them, but you could bend that shell interrupter out and tweak it a little bit. You could make it work. You could make it work if that's something that you feel like you're mechanically capable of doing. And like I said, if you flip the gun up and you look at the ejection port, you'll see that on each little side you can see a little roll pin, and on one side that holds your shell stop, and on the other side it holds your shell interrupter. And you could knock those that roll pin out that holds your shell interrupter, and tweak it a little bit and bend it. And sounds to me like it needs to be bent out a little bit. Hey Sheila, how you doing? How's things in the house? That's my wife, so she's in the house watching. So she'll probably critique this when I go in, tell me I stuttered too much or something. So she's my one of my best critics. Oh, Boomstick, did you send it back? How much it cost you? Mine was like 20, oh, about $28. But I did add extra insurance to it, so your 200 and what $36 shotguns now $266. Um, Yeah, the price of them just keeps going up, and the thing of it is, Boom, you better hope when they get it back to you that they actually fixed it and they don't pull a TARS and send you back a gun that still don't work. Or in your case, the what was it, the Rock Island Armory? Um, because I definitely don't want to pay to ship that thing back again. Uh, I hope they fix it the first time, and so you know, I guess that's a chance you take. And I've had people ask me, well, why didn't you buy a more expensive gun? Well, because these guns are sold at Walmart, and I know that yeah, Walmart's a stinking liberal Chinese junk man wholesaler that imports stuff for the I don't, believe me, I don't stand behind Walmart, but in my area, Walmart's pretty much it. Um, I had three pawn shops around me, and as far as going to one of them and buying ammunition, you might, unless you got a pocket full of money, you better avoid them on the ammunition. Guns there, Caskey's gun and pawn where I usually go. Now they're fairly reasonable on their guns. Are they a little higher than say Bud's Gun Shop or somebody like that? Yeah, yeah, they are. And you can find some great deals on Bud's Gun Shop or Kentucky Gun Company. And but they're here and they're local, and but Walmart's it. As far as ammunition, if I can't get it at Walmart, I probably can't afford it. So that's why I frequent Walmart as much. And the Walmart gun counter at our Walmart, as soon as they get guns in, they sell them. So somebody is buying these guns. Um, and the reality of it is, guys, there's these guns are selling at a rate far higher than the expensive guns. Now, are there guys that save their money and buy a Beretta? Yeah, they are, but they're not as the around here in this area of the country. It's a pretty depressed area. Uh, they snag up these cheap guns as fast as they roll in the door, and somebody's buying them, and and that makes me wonder. Well, are these people buying these things, and then I never see any on any of the trade groups or anything I belong to that you just don't see them. So they're either buying them and they're having fairly decent luck with them, or they're buying them and they're not shooting them enough to know, or or they're taking them to pawn shops and selling them. Yeah, yeah. Rule King has pretty good prices on guns. I've bought several guns at Rule King, and that's. But I live an hour from a Rule King. I have two I can go to. Actually, three. In about an hour, I can drive to Ashland, Kentucky, or I can drive to Maysville, Kentucky, uh, or I can drive to Winchester, Kentucky. But as far as a Rule King is an hour drive for me any way I go. So, uh, hey Ed, how you doing? I'm doing great. Uh, Glad you joined us on this chat, this live stream. But Walmart is basically my best option for ammo now. Is it where I prefer to spend my money? No, it's not. By any means. And I thought buying the Hatfield shotguns. Yeah, I got the Model 62 for 99 bucks too. And honestly, it's an awesome little gun. I love that little gun. I'd had one in the past. I actually had one. Yeah, Tools. I know you live close enough that you can like practically live there. But for me especially, with the 2 box limit, it wasn't worth my drive to drive an hour to get 2 boxes of ammo that they might have. Uh, yeah, I bought mine at Walmart too, my Model 62. But I had one before, and when the whole Sandy Hook shooting thing happened, and they had the last crisis, and I ended up selling all my 22s. I had no 22s at all. A year ago, I had none. Um, I had bought uh, my little girl the Savage the the Rascal. No, not the Rascal. It's the Savage. Yeah, I think it is the Savage Rascal, and that's only 22 we had in the whole place for a long time because I refused to pay $100 for 500 rounds of 22 ammunition. I told my wife, I said, I'll sell them all before I'll pay that money for something that, now, if it was for self defense or something like that. Can we talk about quilting or crocheting now? Well, I guess we can, but you probably won't get much information there. So maybe you ought to try a different live chat for that one. Um, but anyway, so I sold all my 22s and got rid of them all. And I had a Savage 62 then, and I loved it. Yeah, Monday night quilting chat. Yeah. Uh, Believe it or not, guys, I can crochet a mean toboggan. My wife has those little round things. It's got the little hooks on it, and you can take a little thing, go around it. And, well, I can crank out a toboggan on that. So I'm a multi-talented man. Now, will I make any crocheting videos? Probably not. Probably won't happen. Yeah, looms. Yeah, yeah. So Hillbilly, you used to have some experience with Walmart, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Walmart is known for, and people say, well, ammunition's going up the cost of ammunition. Well, Walmart's pretty well staying the same. They've seen very little price increase, but you got to think about how Walmart works. Walmart doesn't wait for a vendor to come to them and say, "Hey, we'd like to sell something in your store." Walmart has people that goes out and approaches these companies and says, "Okay, we want this product in our store, and this is what we'll pay you for it. Now you can either do it for that, or we'll find somebody else to make it." So Walmart has such buying power that they can go to the ammunition manufacturers and say, "Okay, here's what we're going to pay you for it. You can sell it to us, by the truck trailer loads, millions of rounds probably, maybe billions of rounds, and or we'll find somebody else to sell it to us." And so their buying power is what helps them to maintain that lower price. When I don't doubt that other smaller retailers have seen a price increase in their ammunition just because they don't have that buying power. Oh, you pulled over in a Walmart. Well, maybe boom, go inside and see if they got more Hatfield shotguns you want to buy. Yeah, they might have another 410 you could try out. Maybe the second one would be a better one. I know of two of them, and mine and yours, and they both suck. So I think I'd steer away from the Hatfields. Matter of fact, I was messaging Boom earlier today, and I told him I'm sure as hell glad that they don't make a 16 gauge because I'd be tempted to buy it, and no, I'm not buying any more Hatfields. Uh, yeah, I've had my fill too. It's just I had to buy four of them to learn that. Boom. That's the irony of it. But anyway, that gets back to the reason why I buy the Hatfields. Is those are guns that people in this area buy. They're on the shelf. They're $200. They're the cheapest semi-automatic shotgun you can buy, and some of them have some pretty nice wood-looking stocks. As far as they're kind of deceptive in there. They look like, wow, for $216, this is an awesome gun, for the money. But then when you get it and it don't work, well, then how awesome is it really? Luckily, I have had no real major issues with the first ones I bought. They've all worked well, and they've done well, and you know, it wasn't until the 410 that I actually got a real lemon. And as you've seen in my video and Boomstick's video he done last night, which I waited for like 2 days. Um, oh, I think I have a video on the Citadel, the Pat. I thought I'd done a cleaning video on it. I may be mistaken, but I thought I did. You have to look through some of my past videos and see. Um, but it wasn't until I got the 410 Hatfield that I really got a stinker. And they're made slightly different than the other guns. They're more of a uh, what they call the 12, the 20, and the 28 gauge is kind of what they call a hybrid. It's kind of a combination of a gas operated and a recoil operated. The piston on those only moves the bolt back just about an inch, and then inertia takes over and does the rest of the work on those. So, and of course, the recoil spring in them is yeah, boom. I know you've had no luck with yours. Every one you get, I think, wow, I got lucky because mine's better. I'm not bragging, but just I guess luck of the draw. But yeah, they're yours has not performed to the level mine has. My 20 gauge, I basically had very little issues at all. The 28 gauge, scarcely any. I mean, I think I've had maybe one, two, but yeah, the 28 gauges ran pretty good. The 20 gauges run good. The 12 gauge took a few rounds to get cycling good, but it's shooting the 1145 now. It's shooting that Winchester. But yeah, uh, it's running the lower stuff now. So I feel pretty confident that it'll probably shoot about anything right now. If it'll shoot that cheap Winchester 1145, then it should shoot about anything. Um, and I know a lot of you guys talk about getting back to Walmart and ammunition. I know a lot of y'all's Walmarts don't sell guns or ammunition. I guess it kind of depends. I've kind of come to the conclusion that may be just the area of the country you're in and the particular store managers. I think if you live in a more liberal area where the store managers are a little more, I think maybe that might be up to the discretion of store managers. Wife said keep talking to me. She might get in the whole episode of Grey's Anatomy before I get done. You know, so yes, my Ivor Johnson so far, it's worked perfect straight out of the box. I don't think I've ever had a failure with the Ivor Johnson. Uh, yes, Bullfrog. I'll try to put a link to Boomstick's channel. I figured everybody watch me probably watch Boomstick. Uh, but yeah, and you can look him up on YouTube. Just type in Boomstick 779. It'll pull his channel up. Boomstick has more guns than anybody I know. Period. The man is a. I don't know how he keeps them all. Yeah, yeah, hillbilly. That's what I get at. You'll have one store that will have it, and the next store won't. Like I can drive to Mount Sterling, and they always have. They'll have four times the amount of guns in stock than ours does. I think it comes down to the store manager and the sporting goods manager, the person who does the ordering and for the store. I just think a lot of stores they just don't want to fool with it. They don't want to fool with doing the the forms. I think it can't be a company wide policy or none of them would carry it. And so I think it's probably an optional thing that the store decides whether they want to carry guns and ammunition and whether they do it or not. So like I said, if it was a company wide decision, I would think that no stores would carry it. But you got to take into account Walmart probably sells billions of rounds of ammunition every year. I mean, I know we have an ammo shortage right now. Yeah, I know you're a hoarder there, Boom. Uh, you're bound to have at least a room or two in your house dedicated to guns. I can't see you having uh, uh, do you room to keep all those guns. That's a good problem to have. I wish I had the same problem. I'm a little bit jealous, but anyway, uh, I know you've worked hard and you've amassed this over the years. Yeah, and yeah, good for you. I'm glad somebody has amassed a good collection. Uh, but yeah, I think it's kind of at the discretion of the stores as to whether they actually. Uh, yeah, that's true, Doug. And I don't know if you watched my one video, but you know, I bought some really expensive guns in my time that were stinkers. Uh, I actually bought a Heckler and Koch, uh, which was made, ironically, it was made by Fab Arms, but it was, you know, it was a Heckler and Koch branded product made by Fab Arms in Turkey. So a Turkey shotgun, a over and under double barrel 12 gauge. And, you know, I seen it probably in the shotgun news or something, and it was like, you know, $699 or something. I thought, wow, I can get a HK shotgun for, you know, $700. And of course, I went to my local gun shop, and he's like, sure, I'll get it for you. You know, well, by the time I, you know, bought it, paid the shipping and everything, taxes on it, you know, it was 700. You know, it was way up there. And you know, the what is super chat tools? I don't know what that is. Um, you'll have to let me know about that one. Uh, but hey, maybe tools shoot me an email or something. A lot of my videos have my email in it. It's Hamilton Outdoors 1411 at Gmail. Uh, but anyway, you know, I bought this Heckler and Koch shotgun, paid way up there for it, and I used to do a lot of uh, me and the guys I work with, we do a lot of trap shooting. I had a trap machine, and we'd go out on one of the other boys I worked with owned a farm, and we'd go out on the farm every Sunday. We'd go out there, and it'd be me and my son and 4 or 5 of my coworkers. Sometimes there'd be 7 or 8 of us go out, and every one of us would bring a box of birds and 100 rounds of 12 gauge, or whatever they chose to shoot. But we all shot 12 gauges, and I had one of them a nice trap machines that had the seat on it. You know, we'd make up our own games and play trap, shoot trap, and you know, we just have a heck of a time. Well, you know, I bought that Heckler and Koch to shoot there, you know, and you know, it would shoot the first round. And of course, we was shooting, you know, bird shot stuff you'd shoot trap with, you know, 7.5, 8 shot, and you know, the gun would shoot the first round, but then it wouldn't shoot the second round, and so you know, I call up Heckler and Koch, and I was like, okay, I got this shotgun. It's, you know, it'll shoot one round, and it won't shoot the second one. I'll break it down and break it and put it back together, and then it'll shoot it. And so, you know, yeah, yeah, the TriStar. Yeah, I wish I'd uh, went ahead and got that. Um, but anyway, the gun would fail to shoot, and I called a Heckler and Koch, and they's like, explained the problem, and they said, well, you know, the gun is recoil operated. Basically, when you fired the first round, the recoil from that round is what inertia from that round caused the second hammer to cock. Okay, that's the way they explained it to me, and that this ammunition I was shooting probably didn't have enough oomph to cock the hammer back. So they told me to take the gun and like bounce it on the ground, take the butt pad and bounce it on the ground or against the bumper of my truck or something like that to cock the hammer. And they said eventually it should break in, and if it didn't, you know, they would take care of it. But you know, here was a gun I had almost $800 in probably. That every time I'd shoot it, I'd have to bang it on the ground or the bumper of the truck, and it did break in after probably 100, 200 rounds. I mean, it started cocking itself, and it done fine after that. And but you know, I held on to that gun. I did have a sizable gun collection at that time, and me and my first wife went through a divorce, and you know, I ended up selling off a bunch of my guns. I sold enough in one day to basically pay for my divorce, rent a house, pay all the transfer to get all the utilities on, and so me and my kids could, have some place to live. Because I did raise my two kids from this time they were probably 11 and 12 up until they were adults by myself. So anyway, but that's a whole nother story. I sold all my guns through that period. It was tough, and but I'm sure I'm not the only one who has went through something like that. But that's life, and so my I've started collecting back, and I'm trying to rebuild the collection. I got some pretty good guns. Nothing overly expensive. I mean, I'm a cheapskate by heart. I mean, most things I will skimp on. Now, guns is one thing I don't particularly like to skimp on. And believe me, if I could afford the top of the line, I would buy the top of the line. But sometimes you buy what you can get at the moment. Yeah, tools. I actually looked at that. Our Walmart had one when the day I bought the Stevens 320. Um, yeah, I hear you, hillbilly. The day I bought the Stevens 320, they had one. No, I've never shot any Dragon's Breath through that. I've seen them in magazines, but I've never seen any for sale around here. But getting back to the day I bought the 320, they actually had the TriStar 12 gauge. It was $378, I think, for the over and under, and I got out and looked at it and fondled it, and I seriously thought about buying it, and I thought, I really want to buy this Stevens. I mean, uh, I felt like it was something that I could let my son use while we hunt. Although he could use any of my guns, I felt like that would be something that he would enjoy using, and so I kind of bought it with that in mind that it'd be a gun that I could let him hunt with. Now, my son, I have given him numerous guns over the years and bought him guns and given him guns. And, my son is just not, he won't keep a gun. He gets in a little hard place and he ends up selling them or getting rid of them. And it's just not something I can do. So I don't, I won't give him a gun, but I will supply him a gun to hunt with if he wants to go hunting. And, so far this spring we've got in two squirrel hunts and not had much luck. Yeah, I agree with you, hillbilly. I sure miss my guns more than I miss my ex-wife. If Yeah, definitely. I had some awesome guns. I had some Smith and Wesson revolvers, the 686s. I had a 2.5 inch 19. I had a sweet old. Um, um, it was a Charles Daly over and under shotgun, but it was made by Moroku in Japan. So it was only made. Yeah. Well, hillbilly, I'm glad you have a son that you feel like you can give your guns to, and they'll be safe in their hands. Um, but yeah, I had some good guns, and that's another thing about the guns. I realize, uh, I would like to think that I'll be able to pass my guns on to my children, but in reality, they have no interest in that. I mean, to them, they just look at them as money, and they mean more to me than money. Uh, but they're just things. Does anything ever actually really belong to us? I mean, we're just kind of caretakers of it while we're here, and what happens to it after the fact. Good for you. Glad you joined us, Tools. Uh, Glad to have you. I watch your channel all the time. You do great stuff, and I appreciate you coming on here and chiming in. I do appreciate it. But um, yeah, I do appreciate everybody that took the time tonight. I know this was short notice too. I really didn't give y'all any notice because I just I didn't know if this was something I wanted to do or how I would do it or if it would be something that y'all had any interest in. So if it's something you enjoy, then let me know. Leave a comment down there on the video when it's over, and tell, so I'll know whether to do it more or not. Um, but anyway, I just thought it would be a great way to come on here and actually have a little bit of a conversation as well as you can have a conversation on a platform like this. I mean, uh, I do comment a lot with some of the guys back and forth. Uh, I've met some super awesome people. Boomstick being one of them. Tools is a great guy. We have Tim up there, Tim Scott. Hillbilly is always great. I mean, just guys that watch my videos, and I'm sure I'm leaving out some people. Um, I actually had a little feller contact me, and I actually went and made the video of the hunt the other day for a little boy. He watches my channel. His channel name is Outdoor Boys, and he has a lot of interest in the Hatfield shotgun. Hey Ed, thanks for joining us, and I'm glad you dropped in, and happy to have you here, and I appreciate you. Uh, but Outdoor Boys, I actually wanted to see the Hatfield 12 gauge in action, so me and Josh took it out the other day when I took the gimbal out to try it, and we had no luck, and I lost that video. But Outdoor Boys, if you watch this, I will. Next time I go hunting, I will use that Hatfield 12 gauge in the video so that you can get a look at what it's like to hunt with it and how it does on a hunt. So, but yeah, I will definitely do that. So, anyway, guys, if nobody has any more questions, I guess I've wasted enough of y'all's Monday night. I know a lot of you probably have work tomorrow and need to start getting ready for that. I'm off tomorrow, and then I start back to work on my long rotation next week. So it'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and it'll be sleeping and eating. So that'll be about all I get done. Um, and then I'll be off Friday, which is it takes Friday to recover from the 3 12-hour shifts I just pulled, and then I'll work Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and this weekend's my little girl's 13th birthday. Yeah, thanks, American. Yeah, I really like the little neck knife. Well, I didn't put it on when I come out here to the building, but I did. I have been carrying it, and honestly, it's a nice little knife. It's handy as heck. I mean, when we went hunting the other day, I took it hunting with me, and I didn't even know I had it with me. Basically, it's light and easy to carry. But yeah, it's a great little knife. So anyway, guys, if there's no more questions or no more comments, I think we'll wrap this up. And I'm gonna call this one a success. Yeah, I'll tell her. I'll tell Maisie you said happy birthday. She's turning 13, and she acts like she's 21 already. I swear I said I'd never raise an entitled kid, but I believe I have. Um, but she's a good kid though, and she says some of the funniest stuff. My wife told me the other day. She said they were going somewhere to do something, and my daughter made the. Oh, she was going to the movies, and then my wife said, "Do they make you still wear your mask into the movies?" And she said, "Yeah, they still make us wear them into the lobby in there." She said they must be Biden supporters, and my wife told me that. It cracked me up, and I thought, yeah, that's my daughter. But yeah, she said they must be Biden supporters. So I thought that was awesome. So yeah, she's going to be a she's going to grow up to be quite conservative, and she does like her guns, and me and her enjoy getting out and shooting. We don't do it as much as I'd like for us to, but we do enjoy it. Uh, so anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Uh, Yeah, I thought that was a good one, Mike. Macy's. She's already learning to see what the liberals are all about. So at least I taught her something. Yes, it was. I agree, Tim. It was definitely. There ain't no way in hell that senile old codger got more votes. There ain't no way. There ain't no way. And the irony of it is, now I try not to go into politics on my channel because a lot of people, but if they were able to steal that election, then what makes us think there'll ever be another fair election again? If they can steal the top prize and get away with it, then it makes me wonder whether I ever need to vote again or not. Because basically, if they can steal the presidency, then they're just steal it all. I mean, you know, they done it once and got away with it. So what's to keep them from doing it in 2024? Nothing. I mean, so yeah, and like I said, I try not to get into politics but I'm about as conservative can get. There are a lot of things. Yeah, I think it's going to take. I think there's going to be some maybe some things happen in the U.S. that we're not going to like, and I think at some point they're going to push the people. The people only going to bend so far before they break. Or, you can only push a people so far, and I think they tend to forget that we're one of the best armed countries. There's more private gun ownership in America than most armies own in other countries. As far as small armament and ammunition. So I mean, and China. That's a whole other thing right there. So uh, it's a scary time we're living in. And I worry about our country and our future as Americans, and that we have strayed so far from our values that we as a people don't really know. Most people don't take no pride in being American anymore. They don't take any pride in their country or the achievements that the people before us have. They our families have fought and died for this country. My father served in World War II, and two uncles served in both of them in Korea and in Vietnam. My brother was in Vietnam. My family has a long history of fighting for this country. My dad was in France and Normandy and all those places over there, and he was never the same when he come back. He sacrificed a lot for this country, and we've forgotten about those people. We forget to show respect to the people who go out there and defend our freedoms. We automatically assume we're free just by virtue, but that's not the case. If we had no army, no military, no men out there, we would be overridden within a month. I mean, the whole world is basically surrounded us, just waiting to take it over. Uh, you know, and without those people, we'd be in trouble. We'd be in trouble. And anyway, guys, that's enough on the politics. But we've went an hour now, and I'd call this somewhat of a success. And yeah, and yeah, I agree, Mike. It is, and our society's fragile, and our children are being taught this liberal ideology that they don't even recognize sexes anymore. I mean, there's so many pronouns for like we was talking about that. Me and my wife and Maisie were going somewhere, and we was talking about that. Hey, thanks, Tim. It might be something you try sometimes. You're a pretty interesting guy. Um, you know, uh, I like trying to encourage, you know, small YouTubers such as myself to try new things. I mean, uh, you know, do a live stream. Boomstick, you could do it in live stream. Put Josh up on the camera, and you sit back and talk and let everybody look at him. I know you don't like being on camera. Use Josh as a puppet. That'd be awesome. I'd enjoy that. Uh, but I think that yeah, Tim, you should try it. Give it a. I mean, look, I ain't had a bunch of people watch me. I think maybe 15 tops, but you got Rome wasn't built in a day, and you got to start somewhere. And that first video I ever made, I don't know if anybody ever watched it. If they did, you know, if anybody subscribed because of that video, I don't know. But I started somewhere, and I'm at 2,100 and some people now. I didn't dream I'd ever get to that point, but here I am, and you know, uh, but I don't do it to try really to influence anybody. I do it because I enjoy it. It was something I started doing during the whole pandemic when I couldn't leave the house. I thought, I have these guns, I'll make some videos. Uh, yeah, I know all about the bad reception. But you just do it. See where it goes. You know, it might never. Well, I'm not too technological myself, Bull, but I finally figured out how to watch a live stream. That's like when Tool said I should turn on Super Chat or something. I don't even know what that is. So, uh, you know, maybe he can teach me something. I feel like I got a bug crawling on my face. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna sign off now, and I hope everybody has a great night, and a good week. You probably won't hear much from me now for a few days. I'm gonna go into work mode again starting tomorrow, so I probably won't be on for a while. But everybody stay safe, and you know, uh, I appreciate everybody. Yeah, I'll shoot. Hey Tim, my email is Hamilton Outdoors 1411 at Gmail. Shoot me a email, and we'll chat that way. And anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. Everybody have a safe week, and I appreciate everybody that watched. And until the uh, next video, this is something I may try again. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it, and we'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Now, if I can figure out how to stop it. Uh, well, we may have to keep going because I'm trying to figure out how to stop this thing. Guess I should have researched that. Oh, okay, up here's a little X.